Greetings. My name is Derek Smith. I'm a professor in the Department of Political Science and Criminal Justice at North Carolina A&T State University. Today I'm speaking with Mr. James Fields and Miss Marie Robinson. On April 4th, Mr. Fields and Miss Robinson were sitting in Miss Fields' car at his home when they were confronted by Greensboro police. Despite the fact that Miss Robinson has a medical condition, the two were detained for hours outside the house without any specific charges, then arrested on false claims of assaulting police officers. The case of these two demonstrates the need for greater accountability and oversight from the Greensboro Police Department. Welcome, Mr. Fields and Miss Robinson.
Thank you. Glad to be here.
Mr. Fields, could you tell me more about your military career? You are an Army veteran, I understand?
Yes, I immediately joined the Army after graduating my high school. Graduated from Fort Leonard Wood, Missouri, boot camp with honors. But got shipped out to Fort Polk, Louisiana, and at that time we had a case with Honduras and Grenada going on.
Do you have combat experience from those places?
Yes, they sent me immediately to Fort Bragg for training. Went to Special Forces, after the Green Beret training, and I passed it with honors and got shipped off to Grenada.
Okay, so you're a Green Beret?
Yes. So sitting in Grenada, all of a sudden I'm in the war zone at 17 years old. And after being there about 2 months, I got injured in battle and received a Purple Heart from it. After 8 days being back on the battlefield, I got wounded in my forehead and still got shrapnel there. And not only it affected my balance, it affected my hearing to this day.
Okay, so you have 2 Purple Hearts, you're a Green Beret, you were wounded twice, and at least one of those affected your ability to
It
hear.
affected my ability to hear.
And you were honorably discharged from the military?
Honorably discharged, yes.
All right, so you served proudly.
Proudly. And like I said, I'm glad to do it again.
Can you tell me a little bit more about your Walmart experience?
I work at Battleground Walmart here in Greensboro, North Carolina. I'm grocery department manager, and being a department manager or any kind of member of management in Walmart, you know you're on the scope at all times.
So your performance at Walmart
My
has
performance
been
at
great.
Walmart was outstanding.
Okay, great. Ms. Robinson,
Yes.
tell me about the restaurant.
30-some years ago, we opened up a restaurant downtown in Greensboro called Robinson's Restaurant, and it was a family-owned business. My parents operated the business, and 7 children, we all worked there. They didn't know how the restaurant would go, but they knew that they loved God. They had faith in God. They loved people, and they loved being in the public and serving the public. And as we opened the restaurant, there were people that came to us that didn't have food to eat. So my parents opened up a food bank to where if you were homeless, you could come in and enjoy a meal. And our reputation spread. And President Clinton came. I have a photo here that President Clinton gave to my parents, autographed. These are pictures here of the day that they first came. And this is a picture here I'm very proud of. It's my father and President Clinton. He's thanking my father for a good meal. And we had lots of celebrities that came there. The Clara Ward singers, they came. This is the restaurant menu that so many people will recognize. It's the Smith Street Diner now. But my parents' business, they opened for 30-some years, 30-some successful years. And the only reason that we closed was because both of my parents died. And my father's wish was that when my mother died first, that we closed.
How long have you all known each other? How long have you been together?
We've been knowing each other since 2001.
2001.
Yes.
So explain to me what happened back in April. I understand you were at your residence, correct?
We had just arrived back in my home. We was out with our other daughter just basically riding around and her sugar was up on low, and I noticed it because I've been with her many years, and there are the other diabetics in my family.
Okay, so you're a diabetic.
Yes, I am what you call a hypoglycemic diabetic. For no reason, I'm not able to utilize insulin, so I tend to drop low. My blood sugar tends to drop down to 20, sometimes 15, goes down extremely low.
On the day in question, you were having such difficulty, perhaps?
Yes, yes I was.
And what exactly happened, and where were you when it happened?
I was parked at his residence, at his driveway, where he parked his car at.
Mhm.
And he noticed, as I was saying, that my blood sugar was low. I was repeating myself, I was sweating, I was acting kind of confused. And so he went into the home and came back to my car, and he sat down in my car. And by then, I guess I was really confused at the point, because he had told me that he took me and he put me in the passenger side. And he sat in the driver's side of my car, and my car was parked at his driveway, at his residence.
And what happened next?
At that time, probably about 2:15, police cruiser came through Grove Street, and I noticed them, but I just kept on missing her juice. And they got to the corner of Grove and McCormick Street, made an immediate left. And when they made that left, they sped off, and I kind of, thought it was kind of strange that they did it. And I just kept on missing the juice, and they said, "Oh, I'll give you a mirror." They come speeding up behind us and get out of the car. I got out of the vehicle and asked him, "What's the problem? Anything wrong? What's the problem? Can I help you?" He told me to get back in the car. I did. Then he walked up to the vehicle and said, "Why were you sitting in the car?" And I told him that I was missing her juice for diabetes. Then he looked and said, "Well, get out of the car." So I got out of the car. He told me, "Get up against the car." I got up against the car. He pat me down. Then he said, "I'm going to ask you again, why you sitting in the car?" I said, "I've told you twice, but I tell you again, I missed her juice. She's diabetic, her sugar's low, and you need to pay attention to her instead of harassing me because she needs medical attention." He stated, "I do not care about it right now. I want to know why you're in the car." I said, "I told you, and I'll tell you again, missing her juice." At this particular time, he asked me, "Where do you live?" I said, "Right here in my home. I'm parked in my parking space." He said, "How did I know that?" I said, "I can prove it to you." And he said, "How?" I said, "I can give you my ID." He more or less avoided that question after that. At that time, both of them grabbed both sides and slammed it to the ground, right, and then handcuffed me. Took their foot and mashed it out on my arm, so they got his guard and took the knee and put him in my back. Won't let me have face down. I kept saying, "What was this all about?"
Explain to me how they handled you at that particular point, and what your condition was, and what you were feeling, and what you might have been thinking at that time.
Absolutely, absolutely I can. My blood sugar at the time was low. I was sitting inside the car, and I could hear someone hurting Mr. Fields. I could hear beating and slamming, and I heard him hollering, I heard noises. And in my mind at the time, I couldn't figure out a whole lot, but I knew someone was hurting him. So I staggered out of the car, and I remember staggering, opened up the door and staggering, and I looked around to the corner of the car. And at that moment, someone came toward me, a police officer. I can make that out, and he said, "Sit down." And I said, but my sugar is low, and I hear someone being hurt. And he said, "I don't care what's wrong with you. You're going to be able to tell me his name." And I said, his name is James Fields. And then he looks in the back of the car and he says, "Someone took the clothes off." He said, "What's his jacket doing in the back of your car? Whose jacket is that? Is it his?" And I said, "Yes, sir." I said, "He took his jacket off because he got warm, because he was sitting here giving me juice and inside of the car." I was really afraid because I didn't know what they were going to do next to us. They never handcuffed me or anything until an hour later when they got ready to take me downtown. They said, "Hold your hands out, Ms. Robinson." And I said, "Yes, sir." And he said, "You're going downtown." And I said, what did I do? I didn't know. And they said, "How about you hit him?"
Let me get this right. They cuffed you right before they drove you off, but they said that at some point before that, you had been combative and you hit someone?
Yes, they said that I hit the police officer right during the first, evidently, episodes of when they had talked to us. But
Yet they didn't cuff you at that point?
I had no handcuffs on me, none, not at all.
And what happened after you went down with the police?
We went downtown, and I went to the police department, and I asked who could we talk to, and they directed us to Internal Affairs. And we talked to Internal Affairs, and we poured our heart out, told them what happened, explained to them. And we hoped that, that they could pick up, our spirit and discern, that, these two people were done wrong. And they said that they would look into it. The man that interviewed us, he said, "I feel you." He said, "And I feel your spirits." He said, "I feel that you are sincere." And I felt better about it. And I felt that, the truth would sail through and that they would see us for who we were and hear and be able to detect that we were sincere. But as it turned out, we got a letter from Internal Affairs, and in their opinion, the police officers, it was okay that they did not call an ambulance. It was okay that the police officers put their hands on us, and they said that they found nothing wrong with what the police officers did. And I'm thinking, oh my God, how in the world can this happen? How in the world can this be?
Thank you once again, and hopefully your testimony will go a long ways toward being able to rectify some of these situations. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Pat.
And the case of Mr. Fields and Ms. Robinson makes clear now, more than ever, that residents of Greensboro need a means to exercise oversight over the police department. We cannot afford to let our public servants ruin more precious lives like these. Please visit www.belovedcommunitycenter.org to sign our petition for a Citizens Police Review Board and learn how you can contribute to making Greensboro a safer, more humane city for all its residents.